Hello, hello. Welcome to Work It Wednesday. Otis is your host. I hope you guys learned the most from him because
That
he
rhymed.
should be leading it tonight.
Goodness.
We are so glad you were here, that you've chosen to spend an hour to invest in yourself and your business. We are kind of remixing this month's schedule. Typically, we have somewhat of an idea of what we're doing, but when the very first component of our month doesn't happen, it kind of threw us off for the whole rest of the month. So you're just kind of getting some randomness, but all still very good things. It's just not quite what we had in mind for the month. But either way, you're here and we're glad you're here. So we're going to get started and kind of kick off. Tonight's going to be a lot about conversation. So hopefully you guys will please us and put input in on how you're working your business and really be active in the conversation. So, but if not, it's okay. Well, we talk to each other all the time, so we might as well talk to each other more. So, Dylan, you want to kick us off?
Yeah. So I think like the idea behind it is that even though some people look at us as leaders, we still have questions about like our business and how that looks. And so there's just times where we're like, we should just ask the team about this, or like we should just get other people's opinion on what they're doing in their business. And so I think I think where we want the conversation to go tonight is more of like hearing from all of you. I mean, we will 100% take the screen and run with it if we need to, but I really want to hear from all of you tonight on what you're working on. We do have some like preset things that we threw together to be like, oh, I want to know how this person's doing this, or I want to know how that person's doing that. So we do have those, so we can always resort back to those. But we would rather it just be just a genuine conversation to see what's working in some people's business and maybe steal some ideas off of each other, or maybe if you're new in this business, learn something new.
Yeah, my new gal is here. Gwen is here. I
Oh,
see
Gwen,
her.
Hello, Quinn.
hello,
Welcome.
hello, welcome.
Feel free to anytime you have, like, if you have a question, put any question you have in the
Hello.
chat, and this is a perfect opportunity for us to be able to answer those for you as well. So feel free to ask all the questions you have,
Yeah,
and we're so glad you joined us.
take it away, Tab.
Take it away, Deb.
Perfect. Okay. Um, where should I start?
Let's start with the follow-up.
Follow up. Okay.
Yeah, that one's the easiest.
Yeah, for sure. Who here follows up with their customers? I know this is a conversation we talk a lot about, but that's because it is insanely important. So if you have a follow-up, I want to know. If you don't have a follow-up, I want to know. If you're like one day, oh, as a consultant, you probably don't have a follow-up yet.
So
And
just
that's
take
okay.
notes, Gwen.
Yes, for sure. Perfect. All right. Okay. So following up with our customers is a very important part of our business because life is busy. People don't always remember that they need refills, or they may think that I need a refill, but it's not a convenient time to message us. So they go on about their day, or they might not let us know that they really liked a product and they want more of it. And here's another reason. So say that scent is discontinuing and we don't know that they even liked it because we never followed up with them to see how they like their products. And then that scent goes away and then they message us a month after it leaves and they're like, I really want that product. And you're like, gosh darn it, like it left already. If I would have known you liked it, then I would have let you know. Or you could have talked to them about Scentsy Club, putting it in club for always get my bar. So those are conversations that can be had if we are touching base with our customers and know what they like. So that's a really, really important key part of our business, and just kind of figuring out what that looks like. So if you have a customer that orders the first thing you should do always is send them a thank you message. I don't care if they've ordered from you one time or they've ordered from you 100 times. Each time should be a thank you. And I want you guys to think about this as in how many businesses do you order from that ever thank you? And always think about that because you don't always get that. You unless it's an automated that you know that there was no motion that went into it. Like, are you letting your customers know how much their support of your business means to you? If it's the difference between being able to buy your kids Christmas or put gas in your tank that day or food on your table, like what is it that makes your business thrive? And personalize that. So right now in all of my follow-ups, it begins with your purchase got me one step closer to earning a trip to Greece. My customers are so bought in on me earning this trip to Greece. They are asking me about it constantly. I talked to you guys about it in the beginning of the incentive period, how I wanted to put it all over the place in their faces 24/7. I wanted them to know what I was working on. Everything that touched their hand was going to have something that pointed at Greece, and it's working. I have brand new customers that I'm meeting in these parties that I'm doing, and they know. They're like telling me, I can't wait to see pictures from your trip. And I literally just met them that Friday before. They're in my VIP group. They're being super supportive. They're placing orders and saying, I hope that helps you. Like, they're so bought in on wanting to see me on that ship that they're going to enjoy it. Maybe not as much as I will when I'm on there, but they're going to get a lot from that because they know that they played a crucial part. That might not be you. Maybe you're not working on the incentive right now and you're just working on being able to put gifts underneath the Christmas tree. Be transparent with your customers about it. Kristen's always really good about that. If you follow her, go to her page. She did that today. I'm going to work really hard the next 2 months because these are the 2 paychecks that are going to pay for our Christmas gifts. Her customers know that buying from her, supporting her business is helping her buy her kids Christmas presents this year. And that's going to touch the heartstrings, and that's going to make people relate to you as a human being and want to use your products because A, they're amazing, we know that, but B, you are a real person that they can connect to. And so maybe the next time they need a Secret Santa gift, they're not going to go to Walmart and buy a $20 gift. They're going to run by your house and see if you have something put together that they can buy for $20. So, but people don't think about it if we're not putting it up and out there, and having that follow-up is giving us more connection with our customers, and it just makes it really easy. So Abby says a lot of my follow-up is word of mouth. I don't really send text to my customers. If I do, then they're typically my distant customers, and that's okay. But I guarantee you still have connection with those customers that they know what you're about, that they can always count on you, that you're going to let them know if there's specials, like you're talking to them and having real conversations with them, and that's going to go a long way.
I think there's more than one way to follow up as well. Like I think thank you is the non-negotiable in this. I would say you should always say thank you. It should always be through a text or a voice message, however you want that to look. But thank you should always be that first message. But the touch point after that can really change in your business. So for me, I was like Ginny when we talked about this a little bit ago. Ginny like kind of like shook her hand like yes and no. Like I'm a little bit of both. I don't really follow up, but I think sometimes we miss those opportunities of thinking we're not following up when we are. So if you send an email to your customers, that's following up with them. It may not be that personable connection that you want to build with your customers, but they're saying your name. And I think any time that they see your name is really a follow up. Whether that's in your VIP group, that's technically following up with your customers. You're letting them know all the deals, you're letting them know what's happening in your business. If you send mail, if you send email, I already said VIP mail. I'm sure there's other ways out there, but all of those are touch points with your customers. And that's all we're asking is what does that look like in your business? And do you have a system so that way you can keep track of that? So like Tab said, if something comes out later on and that customer tells you they love something, you can reach out to them and say, hey, this specific bar is available for you. So don't always think of, because I do that. Like when we were talking, me and Tab were talking earlier today, I was like, I want to talk about follow up because I don't really have I do follow up, but I don't. But now that I'm thinking about it, I do a lot of follow up. I do a ton of follow up because I'm always interacting with my customers. It's maybe not just the way that I would like, which would be text message, because that is more personable. But all of those touch points are really important to your customer and they're seeing your name, and that's all that matters.
They should never guess, do you sell Scentsy
Right.
still? If they need a refill on their wax and they're like, oh, I know exactly who I can go to, you're doing your job of following up because they know that you are just a text away.
Mhm.
It's as simple as that. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated, and it's not just one size fits all. So that's also the other thing with it is, we all work our businesses so differently. And it's just you're not always going to find your system either right away. So it's important to remember that you might start doing something like, say you pick up my system that I use and you're like, that's just not working for me. That's okay. Like, you have to give it a good try to find out what you do like in your business. And the biggest tip that I can tell you is pick something, try it for a little while, see if you like it, make adjustments to it along the way, find it to be successful in your life. If you're a really busy person, you have to find those pockets of time that you can follow up with your customers. If you have to set reminders to, oh, I need to text the person in 2 weeks, and you set a reminder in your phone, so your phone's going to remind you to text that person in 2 weeks, then absolutely do that. If you're listening to this right now, whether live or on the replay, and you're like, I don't have any type of follow system, download the Scentsy Connect app. They make it so stinking easy
Yeah.
for us to follow up with our customers. If I wasn't so head over heels with Project Broadcast, like, I would be using that system. But I'm definitely going to encourage every single one of you to utilize that platform that Scentsy has for us. They also are starting to do new onboarding for new consultants. They're going to do it twice a month. There's going to be a live Zoom with home office for new consultants. So that's a huge resource as leaders that I want us to start utilizing, because we are so lucky. Home office listens to what consultants are doing, what's working, what we're looking for, what we wish we had more of, and they are constantly changing and providing that. It isn't just a one size fits all for everybody's business. They're like, oh, this flash sale didn't go so well. Let's kind of move things around, so we do it in this direction. Or that product sold out, but this product we still have so much in. They're constantly revolving how they're doing things there because they're listening to what consultants want. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen someone say, oh, I wish this feature was available. And boom, within a few months, once they tried it out, we now have that capable feature because they're truly listening to what us consultants are doing. Health and wellness. What companies really physically care, not about the success of just your business, but about your health, that they do every month? We have a health and wellness challenge because they care about our physical state, our mental state. Every coaching call that you'll have with home office, if you're someone that's struggling with mental health or something like that, like, they're going to talk to you. They're going to have real genuine conversations and care about you, your business. That's why one of our philosophies is you never spend your family money on Scentsy, but you spend Scentsy money on your family. That is what they truly believe in, because that's what they believe in people, and they want you to be better off when you go out into the world than the day that you join Scentsy. So know that we're really lucky to have this opportunity.
That was cold.
It was cold.
That was gold.
Oh, I thought you said it was cold. I was
No,
like,
gold. That was
man,
good.
I didn't think it was bad,
No,
but
no, 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 no,
a little
no.
soft.
No,
Yeah.
it was very good.
Yeah, it's just it's really okay. So let's talk about the hard thing in the room. If any of you know, 31 is closing their doors. And that's huge. Like, that is a big name in the direct sell business, that all of these people are losing their income. They're losing what they've spent over the last 15 years building. That's heartbreaking. Like, to know what they're going through. I I can't imagine.
I was
But
gonna wait until we stopped recording to mention this. just because I didn't want it recorded. But now that you brought it up, it's fair game. One thing I wanted to bring up later, since we were just talking about it, is remember in your follow-up too that these people love you and your business does help them. Like Scentsy does help them a lot, but these customers are your customers. They are faithful to you. And so remember when you're posting in your VIP group and following up with these people, those genuine reactions and how you are responding to them really counts. You want those people, keep track of your people is all I'm trying to say out of this. Keep track of your customers outside of Scentsy, just in case anything ever happens. I'm not saying it will, and I don't think Scentsy's going anywhere because it's the best, but have those genuine conversations with your customers so that way if something ever does happen or if you choose that Scentsy isn't for you, there's people out there who have done that. They can transition their business and their customers, and those customers have just a loyal commitment to their consultants, and they move with them. They say, I trust you. Wherever you go, I go. If you start doing health and wellness, I'll start doing health and wellness. If you start doing this, I'll start doing that. So like remember that like these customers love you and they're buying, they do love our products as well, but they're most of the time they're purchasing you as a consultant. So don't feel bad when you reach out to them. Don't think that you're being too much. They love that. They want that. If you ask most of your customers, they're like, you could probably even reach out even more. Like they don't care. Like they don't see Scentsy as much as we do. So we think sometimes we can be overbearing.
Yeah. Think about it like this. So exactly what Dylan said is that customers are buying from you as an individual. Um, I just lost it. Did you guys see it just run away out of my brain? They're buying from you as an individual, not a product. If they see, oh gosh, okay, that's gone. That sucks. Sorry.
Good thought.
It was a great
It was
thought.
a great thought.
Oh, got it. Okay. So when you host a party for somebody, you don't always have that person might not always have success when you're hosting the party for them because you don't know their circle and network. But that host becomes a consultant, and then all of a sudden they're having $1,000 party. Nothing changed other than the fact that now they were buying from that person. And that is something to keep in mind when you're having parties. And if they're not doing well and that person's wanting to join, always keep that in your tool bag to be able to pull out to them that it's okay that this party might have flopped and you didn't get the results. They don't know me. Like, it doesn't mean they're not interested in the products. It doesn't mean that they won't buy. They just don't have those heartstrings pulled that you were the person that they're supporting. So once that switch flips, it is the most amazing thing. All of these people somehow remember their bank account numbers and they buy from you. Like, it is the craziest thing, but it's
It is.
true. Renee is a prime example of that.
Yes. Had that party, had one order. And then when I became a consultant, I don't even remember what my launch party did, but it was over $1,000 because I hit certified before I even got my first paycheck. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's really doesn't mean anything. So just keep
Mhm.
that in mind as you go.
Mhm.
All right, what do we want to transition to next?
Does anyone have anything they want to add to that? Anyone want to talk about their follow-up system or what that looks like?
I definitely want to hear from Brandon. He's inspired. Let's hear it.
Well, don't put me on camera.
Oh
Am
well,
I on camera?
yeah.
Yes.
Well, sorry, I just got done with basketball, but I just feel like in some way, like, and I hate to say it, but like Febreze or some sort of spray like counter clean, everyone is using this stuff. So, and you were just talking about relationships. If people like you, it's an automatic sale. Like everyone's using it. So, what I've seen, like since Clarissa's picked this up, is it's a very good product and be confident with it because everyone is using it in some way.
Yes.
And he's the sales manager at Wabash Steel, so he has like inside with like sales and everything. So
I'm not this crazy.
he's not crazy, is what he's saying. But
I didn't think
he
that
does
was
sales
crazy. I
for
thought that
like
was good. We can
It
just end the
was.
call right there. That was
he
fine.
has a passion for sales, and like we went to Culver's, which is why like my camera wasn't on. But he was like listening. And he's like, no, I want to listen to Tabby. Like,
Oh,
so he's intrigued.
Well, I'm just like happy that you guys all get together, like, and like we're working on our sales team and culture, and like this is everything what you guys are doing. Like this is where the magic happens, is the conversation and like sharing wins. So it's just exciting to see. Like I'm happy for you guys.
Aw.
Braden Fraser.
Sorry,
love
I
it.
just
Oh.
been a
You
good
can
day
come
too.
anytime and give us any kind of insight because sales is sales. Like, and it is a big thing because it is when you're building those relationships and making those connections, it does make things more genuine because we talk about it all the time. When you learn how to share a product over selling a product, that is when, so, and I wish Michelle was on here, but my nail lady, it was the biggest thing when I would sit there and I talked to her about the products. Like she loved them. She used them in their daily business. She talked about them all the time, but she's like, I would not be good at selling them. And I'm like, you would be way surprised because she's in such a unique, and this is why like nail people and hair people are really good at selling the products because they have the very unique position of having people's undivided attention because they are connected one-on-one while you're in that chair. And it's actually the absolute best because Michelle and I have a one-on-one connection call every 2 weeks, just me and her. I'm like, I feel like I'm killing two birds with one stone because I'm getting to connect with her and help her build her business, and I'm also getting my nails done. So if you get your nails done, your hair done, recruit your person that does it because they're really good. But she sits there with her people and she just talks about how much she genuinely loves the products and how she uses them every day, or what problems they solved for her in her life. And she's selling actively over 500 a month. And she never thought she would be successful with it. So it is all about how you're presenting what you're selling and how your attitude is coming across as you're selling these products. If you're talking to people with a grumpy, I just want to sell products and I'm just trying to hit a quota, you're not going to do very good because people are not going to want to talk to you very much. Like they're going to be like doing everything they can to dodge you because you're just out there trying to make a sale. Now,
And
if
they may get that sale one time. You
Right.
may get
one time,
that sale.
one
Yeah,
time.
because those people, I mean, if people are on your social media, they normally like you, and so they're going to support you. But the one time that you don't follow up and you look at it as just a number, it's
Mhm.
going to be gone after that. There is
Yeah,
no connection there for them to want to buy from you again.
for sure. I had a one-on-one with my coach at home office today, and we were talking about how trying to say, think how I want to say it. How people who genuinely care about other people tend to be more successful in this business. And it is something that not everybody has a knack for, is talking to people, dealing with people, presenting products in a salesy way. So some people are born with different qualities, right? Some people can adapt. Some people are hit with the um resting you know what face and don't look approachable. So in sponsoring, when you go through the drive-through and you have that person that takes your money or takes your order and she is over the top friendly, she loves her job, even though she's working fast food. Abby, I would never say that about you. You're always smiling when I see you. But they just make you feel good and you're like, they really can't love their job, but that's the type of person they are. Those are the people I'm going to give a scent circle to, and I'm just going to tell them, thank you for being an enjoyable part of this experience at the drive-through. Like
Yeah.
it's little things like that. And I was talking to Julie about it, but I was like, a lot of times I don't get sales from the freebies that I hand out, but that's not why I hand out them. I hand them out because I love to make people smile. I love to make people feel special. I love to be the bright in someone's day. You never know what people are going through. And if I can just be that one good thought that they have, then that is what I do it for. I don't expect anything out of it. But if I end up with an order or I end up with a new teamie or I end up with everything, like that's just the icing on the cake. People, they don't know me like you do. I mean, okay, I can see that. If they don't know you and but they should get to know you because you're pretty awesome. And we're lucky to have you. Little shout out there. So it is. Just think about that as you're having those interactions with people. Exactly. Giving your bank ladies scent circles every time you go. Like they get to know that I love it when people bring stuff into my work, especially when it's coffee. Like when my customers, you train them right and they know that they're going to get top tier service if they show up through those doors with a coffee in their hand. But they love the way it makes them feel about how happy it makes us feel. I literally have a guy that brings Heather and I Starbucks every other Saturday for no other reason other than he is just an amazing human being that loves us. So he's a widow. He doesn't really do much. So he comes to town every 2 weeks and he always brings Starbucks for us. But it's just like little things like that. Things that make you feel good, things that make you feel that warm and fuzzy feeling of being able to connect with people. It's all going to help you be successful in selling. Another thing, Dylan, do you have anything to say about that before I kind of segue us?
No, go ahead, because I went to grab my phone, so I didn't hear the end of it. So I don't know if you covered what I was going to say, so you're good.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I put a poll out the other day for you guys about sponsoring, how often you offer it, if you ever offer it, or if you want to learn how to do it more naturally. And 90% of you said, I want to learn how to do it more naturally. And I do think it is the way that you present the opportunity. And I want it to become more, if this is what you want. If you're listening to this and you're like, I don't want to sponsor anybody, like don't think I will think anything ill about you, because I want everybody to get from this business what they're looking for it, and I'll never push my agenda on you. So if you're someone that's wanting to build your team, think about the way that you offer the opportunity, or think about ways that you can genuinely bring it up in conversations without making it feel pushy, without making it feel like you're only benefiting from it. And the best narrative that I can tell you is if you see someone that it's the same thing as the products. They have a problem, we give them a solution. So if you have a dirty counter, we give you Counter Clean to clean it with. You have teenage boys, we give you Odor Out Scentsy Fresh, or we give you scent packs, stuff like that. So you see someone who is posting that they really want to be able to buy their kids something for Christmas. Then here is an opportunity that we can give them that, no, this isn't a get rich fast scheme, but it can be an extra $50 a month. And there's a lot of people, especially right now in this economy, that an extra $50 would make a big difference. That could be one toy. That's where we're at. One toy is $50. It could be the only present that their kid gets this year. And so I think so many times we're just like, that person wouldn't be interested. That person makes too much money already. Like, people join for so many different reasons. We just have to find a way to naturally appeal to the way that they are looking for things. So have those eyes on whenever you're scrolling social media and you're reading these posts about your potential. If you see someone that you're like, I really think they'd be a good asset to our team. That fly just hit me right in the eye. They would be a good asset to the team, but you don't know how to talk to them, write them down so you don't forget who it was. And then, even send me a message, be like, this is what this person is saying. I really think they'd be good, but I don't know how to talk to them. Send me a message, send Dylan a message, send Renee a message. Like, sometimes you just need a little bit of courage to be able to know how to approach that person, because there's a lot of companies that put bad name out there on MLMs. Like, that's just the way it is. There can be a bad thought process about the way people ask people to join. But I promise you, when you have that person's best interest in mind and you're passionate about your business and your products, it's going to be a lot more open for that person to want to come join you and not feel pressured, that you give them the information enough to pique their interest, and then you lead the conversation from there. Because everybody's going to present themselves in a different way about how they're interested in the opportunity, what they're looking for. And if you're just like, well, you can join for $40 and then you get a website for free for 3 months, and then you can get a 5% bonus once you get to 1,000 PRV, but there's also shooting star and sensational alert starts level 1, 2, and 3. Oh, but don't forget, then you can promote to lead consultants once you start sponsoring people, and then they got to get active. You are going to word vomit all over them, and then they are never going to want to talk to you again because you just scared the holy bejesus out of them. So you have to give them a little bit, let them ask the questions, let them narrate and direct the conversation, give the person enough to be interested, but not overwhelm them. Because there's a big thing. I remember, and this is something that I always do when I'm talking to people in my onboarding. So, I mean, if I sponsored you directly, I probably had this conversation with you at one point in time. Don't feel bad if you are so overwhelmed right now that you're like, what the heck did I do? Why did I join? This workstation looks complicated. I don't even understand what I'm doing right now. Because I felt that. I bet almost every single one of us felt that when they first joined. Like, it is like jumping off a cliff and you got no support and you're like, I really hope there's water down here. Because it is a lot of information at the start. But those of you that have been around, I guarantee you can think, oh, it's easy now, like the basics of it. Like, you still have to put your time in, but like once you understand what you're in, like your playing field, what
Yeah.
tools you have to play with, and where they're at, you're going to go a lot further. But at first, it is super overwhelming. So just have that thought process in. And Gwen, my best advice to you right now would be is every question you're having right now as you're working that you ask Renee or don't ask Renee or look at the workstation, write down that question. Every single question you have, write it down. Because if you stick around with us, which I hope you do, and you build a big team, the questions you have today are the questions your future teamies are going to have. And if you can relate back to the time when you first joined, it's going to make you an even better sponsor. So even if all of you can do that, honestly, all the questions you have a notebook, write them down, all these questions, because once you have those now become tools in your toolbox because you've been through it. But I think so many times we forget what it's like to be new, that then we go way far off and we overcomplicate it and we get away from our core value of simplicity. So I know that was a lot, sorry.
Yeah, I haven't even gone into a lot of that with Gwen yet about the shooting star, about the sensational start. I mean, because this all just happened yesterday evening. Just give her a little, I told her to get on the workstation, play around, look at everything. I did tell her about Scentsy Connect, so yeah, there's a lot, but if you do it a little bit at a time,
Little nuggets, little
little
nuggets.
nuggets.
I have two things. One, Tab said, even if you don't want to grow your team, like if you're not looking to grow your team, then that's perfectly okay. I want to add one thing to that and challenge all of you. Even if you have an urge to say, I don't want to grow a team and that's not for me, I encourage you to do it. And I only say that because I think most people in this room right now have felt that same way. We have all said this is a side hobby and that we just want to do it to save some money and to not, get a discount or whatever the reason is, insert the reason why you joined. But we all started for that specific reason. And then we got somebody on our team and everything changed. And it's not life changing as in money or anything like that, but it's life changing because you helped somebody else. So even if you are thinking at this time, like, that's not for me, then give it a little bit of a thought, because like Tab said, you could be helping somebody else out. You could be giving them an extra, if somebody has a party with you and they do $200, that can be commission back in their pocket. That can be money they didn't have to spend with you, but they wanted to support you. And so that could just give them back their money. Or they could have $1,000 party and make money back for Christmas for their kids. So there's a ton of different opportunities out there. So even if you aren't willing to train somebody else, we have an amazing workstation. We have this, it tried to say a thumbs up and it distracted me. We have an amazing workstation. And then we have this Wednesday night call every single Wednesday night. We have Jammy time. We have Christina Steinbrook above us. We have all of these different resources that we can use. So even if training is not your thing, still look into recruiting, because it can change the game for you. Second thing, I love the ball in the court analogy that Tab was using, because I love all of the anagrams that she uses, or the metaphors that she uses. So putting the ball in somebody else's court, not only does that apply to somebody joining, but that also applies to all of the sales that you do. So every single time you have a conversation with someone, and I have really keyed in on this in the past like 3-4 months. So I'm coming from experience. There's not a lot of things I haven't experienced in, but this is like really important to me recently. And every single conversation I have had with somebody, I have started out the conversation with like, what are you looking for? What can I help you with? Instead of, when, as soon as they say, hey, can I have a shopping link? Or even if a customer would text me right now and say, hey, I want that beach warmer tomorrow, I'd be like, okay, why are you looking at that warmer? And I know that's so awkward at first. What happened?
I threw a pin.
Oh, I know that's so awkward at first, but what you are doing is building such good rapport with those customers, because not only one, are they trusting you to give them feedback, but two, you're getting to know them. You're getting to understand why they want that product. So they could say, I want that beach warmer because it's on sale and because I have a beach theme in my bathroom. Now you know two things about those customers that you can use later on. So another beach thing goes on sale, you're going to say, hey, I know you have that beach theme. Or, hey, I have this current warmer. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but I have this warmer for $50. We can put both of them in your bathroom. It would be so cute. And we can do a party to save. That is a complete game changer in your business and will take your PRV to the next level if that's what you're looking to do. So always be asking those questions. Ask the customer. It's so awkward. I know it is. It's still awkward, and I've been doing it for 3 months. But ask the customer why they're shopping. Ask them what they're looking for. If they say, I'm just looking for my home to smell better, perfect. We have multiple different options. We can do wax. I can also suggest a room spray. They're really cheap. They're good. You just spray them around right before guests come in. That way you're not concerned. Does your furniture stink? Like you can guide the conversation because they put the ball back in your court. They're telling you their home stinks, so you have all of these different solutions. So it's very helpful. So I just wanted to add that to both points. When somebody's joining, somebody buying, ask them why, always, because you will get a ton of information. They will just spill their whole life to you. It's the greatest thing ever. And then you can
But you're
just help
building a
them.
rapport.
Yeah, no, you just help them. It's like, okay, I got you. Like, let me send you a shopping cart. I can send you $200 worth of items. And they're like, okay, I need that because my house stinks and he thinks I need that. Like, it's insane. It really works. Ask them why, always. Don't just send them the link, ask them why.
So that's something that I've been doing with my new customers. So anytime I have someone that obviously is clearly Scentsy obsessed, but they're not with their current consultant, I want to know why. So there's tactful ways again to ask that. But for one example, I met this guy through another party that I was doing, and I hosted a party for him, huge diffuser guy, but his diffuser wasn't working. And like, obviously, like if he already has a Scentsy diffuser, like our diffusers are not cheap. Like he's got a premium diffuser. So like he's spent money with Scentsy, and I knew that that wasn't the only thing he had bought, and found out he's got like 5 different shades. But he just he's like, mine's not working. So I gave him the solution. It didn't work. I did a warranty claim for him, all that. I was like, so, I know obviously you've experienced Scentsy, but can you tell me about your journey, about how you found the products? what you like about the products, and like kind of your history with Scentsy. So I have like an onboarding for my customers now when they're new to me, because I want to know what they've been through. I had another new customer. She had been trying to find a consultant on TikTok to do a replacement, or she was trying to buy an insert for her warmer. She said she even emailed home office to get this consultant's email. She got the consultant to email once back and forth with her, but then like left her and never messaged her again. So when she saw her friend was having a party with me, she instantly messaged me. She's like, hey, I've been trying to buy this insert for like 3 months. Can you help me? I'm like, absolutely. Within a week, I had her that insert to her warmer. I just earned a lifelong customer because I supported her on something. I think a lot of consultants will blow off warranty claims because, oh, well, they didn't buy it for me. Why am I going to do them a warranty claim? No, you absolutely should do them a warranty claim, especially if it wasn't for you, because now that customer knows you'll go the extra mile for them and put the efforts in, even if that sale wasn't for them or from you, they didn't purchase it from you.
That
So
also, oh,
no, go.
that also just tells you that the customer is using the products.
Yes.
Right.
Which is amazing, because there are a lot of our customers out there who buy from us, and then you're like, do you need a refill on wax? It's been 6 months. They're like, no, I'm still good. It's like, something's not matching out here. You only bought one wax bar. Like, I know something's not lining up. So
Yep.
that tells you right there, like that, if somebody asks you for a warranty to do a warranty, they're actually using the products and love the products enough to like do this research. So do it for them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that I gotta stop playing with that pen. I've thrown it again. But that lady has not only ordered from me twice, she has started a club, and I'm hosting a party for her next month. Then I find out, because we've been chatting, just really getting to know each other, that she used to sell Scentsy. And she had a $1,400 launch party. And then she felt disconnected from her team and just kind of was like, I don't want to do this anymore by myself. And so she left and joined another direct sales company. But I'm really excited for her party because obviously her people like the product. And obviously now she is on my dream team list of wanting to get her to reinstate with Scentsy again. So
Right.
all because I did a warranty claim for her from a party, and she lives in New Hampshire. So there's another state checked off my list too. So that's fun. But you just never know where those connections are going to come from. You're never going to know when that one party brings you all the connection. That's what we talk about all the time. When you go into having a party, your goal should always be booking a party from it, not necessarily about how much PRV you're going to get from it. Because as long as you can keep funneling in parties and your schedule never runs empty, you'll never be sitting here being like, I can't book parties. Because I know that is the number one excuse I always get. Is I can't book parties. Can't get people to do parties with me. Like, I hear that from you guys 100 times a week. Like, and that's no shade. It's just that is an ultimate issue. But if you never let it run dry by continuously booking party after party after party after party after party, you won't be in that situation. And I've challenged myself to go from this season of fall being our big time of the year, where I'm at a minimum doing 2 to 6 parties a week, that it'll take me into spring and summer where I'm actively having 2 parties a week, and I don't let myself fall off and have no parties, because there's a lot of times in the spring and the summer that I'm not pushing parties hard. I'll be honest. But like, I don't want that. I want my business to keep doubling and growing and keep sponsoring. Like, that's my focus. So right now, is it taking me an hour, hour and a half every single night to schedule post? Yes, it is. Is that getting into my sleep? Yes, it is. But is it worth it? Yes, absolutely worth it. Am I getting a lot of interactions on the post? No. But at the end of the month, am I going to go back through and talk to all these people and make connections and get people in my VIP groups and get these hosts motivated to get their rewards? Also, yes. So you are the deciding factor on how successful or not successful these parties are going to be, or these connections are going to be. Period. Period.
Period. But I think that goes to say too, like the way that you've laid out your parties, I'm gonna brag on you for a second, but the way you've laid out your parties is, I mean, to be real, you've had some flops.
For sure.
You've had some cancellations.
Yep.
And even though those things have taken place this month, both of those things have taken place this month, you still are having killer PRV. And I think that just goes to show that Tab is onto something here. We all know it because she is lining up every single week to say, I want 2 to 6 parties. And if one of those parties canceled, that's not the end of her PRV. That's not the end of it. She still has 2 more to go next week. She still has 4 more to go the following week. And so I think we just need to be very intentional about that. Like, even if you don't have any parties lined up right now, it's not too late. You can still start. We still have all of November. People are shopping for Christmas. We have most of December. I'm pretty sure our sales will go to like the 15th or 16th of December. So you still have 6 weeks, 7 weeks up until Christmas for our busy season. So reach out to people. If you know people are talking about Christmas shopping on their Facebook post, or if you see somebody talking about buying gifts for their kids for Christmas, hey, this is a great opportunity. I can flip the commit or do whatever you need to do for the party. But these are all great opportunities. It's the perfect season for us to be pushing those parties because people need those gifts. People want to be shopping. Everyone is shopping right now. Everyone, including me, too much. But be offering it right now because everyone's looking.
And be creative about it. Like, make them fun. Make them where people are like, oh my gosh, she sent these party packs. That's why I do party packs. Is it expensive in shipping? Absolutely. But it's also rewarding. And so it makes a big difference. And I hate saying this. I will tell you guys this only for pure that I'm not talking out my butt. But last month, my PRV was over 5,000. And I flipped 2 $500 parties on top of that. This month, I'm already at 4,500 PRV. And it's the 23rd, and I still have more parties to go. So it doesn't happen overnight. So don't look at your numbers and be like, oh my gosh, I'm nowhere close to that. I've worked very hard. This is disgusting. I hate talking about myself and my business.
I like it. Keep going.
I've been very, very consistent and very disciplined and very like no excuses for the 3.5 years that I've done this. Like, I've built a customer base that wide bars out of my community because I knew I was going to need to do that. There's only so many people in my local warm network, just like your guys's. Like, there's just only so many people that you can sell to. I did not want my family to feel obligated that they had to buy from me. My family don't buy from me. Some of my family buys from Jenny. Let's be real here. Like, this is a thing. This is real life. It is just, I knew I can make a stranger want to support my business more than I can make my own family sometimes. And that's real. That is absolutely real. There is not a single person other than my work has a club with me. Like, nobody buys in my family from me. Not my mom's side, not my dad's side, just my work. So know that I don't have this business that I've built because of just knowing a lot of people. Like, yeah, it helps to have a network, but it's creating connections with people. The network I have is because I invest in people. When I talk to people, I want them to know I truly believe in this journey. When I sponsor people, I don't want them to doubt why I want them a part of our community. I don't want anybody here to ever feel like I'm trying to hit my quotas. That's why I'm trying to get you to join the team. And if anybody has ever felt like that underneath me, like, that has never been my narrative, ever. But do I want to see you pull out the best version of yourself from inside of you and be able to change your life and be able to afford and travel and do all the things that you had to say no to before? Yes. There will be no bigger person clapping for you than I.
Tab, you get nothing from me, but you do all that for me.
Yeah,
So
Renee's
see,
not on my team. You guys might not even know that. Renee is
yeah,
nowhere connected to our group at all.
nope, she gets nothing from my sales, nothing.
But Renee has created a heck of a business. And I've got to be alongside her and watch the whole thing front row. And that right there is all I need.
And challenge me.
I love challenging you guys. You know that. So just I come down to say this. If you want a big business, if you want something that really, really challenges you and really makes you want to be that best version of yourself or have financial freedom or be able to travel or create this big community, if you don't like the way that we run things, create your own community. Like you literally have the power to do that. At the end of the day, we are independent Scentsy consultants. Independent. Your business is not my business. There are leaders that literally just say, good luck. I don't onboard. I don't do parties. I don't do anything. Bye-bye. Weekly team meetings. This isn't normal. I just so you guys know, like
No.
there are some really bomb leaders in our organizations that do it, but like it's not common. But we know that it's worth it to give up an hour of our time each week to connect with you guys because you guys help us be bigger, better leaders. Really. Like, because you ask us those questions. You show us how you're earning to get more PRV or to get more teammates, or you bring those questions to our tables and you help us be better by showing up. It means everything that you guys choose to be here with us for an hour every Wednesday or every Wednesday that you can. We would never expect someone to be here every single week, although we appreciate when you are. We love seeing your faces. We want to see more of you coming. Like my dream is to have multiple pages of people. But like that is the kind of community we're growing. And if you guys sponsor like that and what we have pours down into investing into other people, we are creating something that is going to be so real and literally like life changing. Like literally life changing. Like it is a ripple effect. This world right now is like crazy. I don't even want to get started on where things are in this world. But inside our purple bubble, more of this is contagious and it just blows and it just keeps passing on. Look at that. Look at the ripple effect that's going to have.
Yep.
That excites me. And I hope it excites you too. So I hope you have that in mind as you're sponsoring, as you're talking to people. Stop thinking about it like you are going to bother them and start thinking that you are going to give them a ticket into something that could change everything for them forever. I guarantee if you start thinking about that when you're sponsoring people, your outlook will look completely different.
I think one thing to add to that too is if this call tonight inspired you or you are not inspired because the numbers were so high and obtainable, I want you to leave this call and think about that for a minute and think about what your business looks like today and where you want it to go. Because even though these numbers seem obtainable, I can tell you, I've been with this business for 12 years now. 12 years. And for the first 8, I would struggle to get $200 a month. I would get canceled. I would leave the company and have to come back because I would get canceled. And so if these numbers of 5,000 or my 3,000 or anybody's numbers scare you, I want you to think about your business and how you can change it. You have total control. Your business can look higher than Tabs. I've seen people out there who get $50,000 paychecks per month with Scentsy. No joke.
Right.
50. I saw the commission screen. $50,000 per month with Scentsy.
Insert income disclosure here.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've seen those numbers. So anything that you want in this business is obtainable. And so think about that. It starts with one party. It starts with connecting with people, which we talked about tonight. It starts with getting one person to join your team. Start small. These numbers don't have to be big. You don't have to do Tabs 6 to 8 to 15 parties a week. Like you don't have to do that. Start with one. Say in the next week between now and the next time that we meet next Wednesday, I want to be able to come into this event and say I booked one party and I'm proud of that. Or I booked 2 parties and I'm proud of that. I don't care if somebody says they want to book it for January of next year. You booked 2 parties.
Right.
So do the small thing, whatever your big goal is. Think about your big goal first after this call, but also narrow it down a little bit. What can you do to get to that goal? Because that's all that Tab did. That's all she did is she said, eventually one day I want to have 4 parties a week. And so she started with one party and that party went well. And then maybe she did a second party and that party was a flop. And then she had to wait a few months until she got somebody else. But that's what we're all doing. Like that is our business. That's what the business that we're in. So
We're
don't
in
give
a
up on
party
it.
plan company.
Yeah, we're a party planning company.
Plan. You
Yeah.
have to party.
Yeah, the party is the
Sorry.
main thing. Yeah, it is.
It
Party
is
is the bread and butter of our business.
everything.
But it is the win of our business too. That's what can get people to join. That's what gets you the high PRV. That's what gets you the commission that you're looking for. All of it fits perfectly well when you are partying. So just plan after this meeting. Think about that, what you want to do long term and what you can do today. Start with those small goals and they're just add up.
So I challenge you, all of you, as we wrap up, I want you guys to text one of us leaders your goal.
Yeah.
Or all of us. So what Dylan just said, I want you guys all to text it to us.
That would be fun.
So, yeah.
Also send
Yeah.
it to Tiffany because she won't know what's going on, and that would just be really funny if everybody's just like telling her what's happening in their life. Like, I want to book 3 parties, and she's gonna be like, "Good for
Yeah.
you."
No, she'll be the biggest hype girl. She'll be like,
She will. She'll be like, "That's amazing."
Yeah, she will.
But do
She's
that
on
as well. Send it to
vacation.
Tiffany. Don't tell her why. Just be like, "My goal is blank," and she'll support you. But it will also be funny because she'll be like, "What did you guys do? I was gone," and we won't tell her.
Yeah. So drop in the chat or put up an emoji or whatever. Raise your hand? Who's committed? Who's gonna send us what their goal is for the next week?
I'm down.
So we're
I'll
gonna
send you mine if you send me yours.
Right?
Tradesies.
Okay, perfect. So okay, Clarissa. Anybody else?
Jenny, raise your hand. Raise it. Raise it.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
Abby?
We're gonna
Gwen?
start signaling everybody
Gwen's
out.
like, what did I sign up for? What
Yeah,
is
but it's
this?
like I'm
But
one day
Gwen?
old.
Abby?
It could literally have one new customer. That could
It can be.
literally be your challenge for the next week.
One
There
new
we
customer,
go.
one new customer every week by the end of the year is
Look at
quite
that.
a few. And then
It
by
makes
the
a
end of
huge
next year,
difference.
that's 52. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of new customers.
She sent her hand to Clarissa. That's funny. I hate when that happens. It just direct replies to someone. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I cannot wait. And if you're watching the replay right now, please commit to doing this and send it to us so we can help keep you accountable. And because we're nosy. No, it all works out. It definitely is. Well, everybody does better when you have someone to keep you accountable, right? So
Yes.
that is, Clarissa already sent me hers. So just saying, girls on it. So I just keep yourself accountable and find somebody that I got a new customer from Friends Collection that I've been trying to get to order since NFL. Right there. Like that huge. Anytime you can get a new customer, then spoil the heck out of them because that's what makes the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, it is 4 after. Sorry, we stole 4 minutes of your time, but we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Please encourage your team to join us next week. Enjoy, tag your friends, whatever. Just tell them how much fun it is, how much you enjoy, and how much you get from it. And if you don't, then lie. Just kidding. Anyways, we will see you again next Wednesday, 9 o'clock. We are going to do a double awards night in November to catch up from missing this month. So double awards night will be the second week of the month. So I'm sure that was a great picture. Thank you, Dylan.
Actually,
Okay.
I cut your head off, so I'll try again.
Okay, everybody smile. We'll do pictures. Grab your phone, take pictures to encourage everybody. Say hi to Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
The reason I say put it on your stories is because a part of recruiting is showing you have a community, and when you show that you have a place you can come and Zoom and talk to people, like people want community. So that's why I said that. All right, I am wrapping it up. I am going to end the recording.